I picked up these beautiful cards over the weekend.
At least the beard is magnifique.
Honestly, for a second, before they focused in, I was like, wait, is that like Android 21 or some shit? Is this some more like horny cards that you picked up? And then I'm just like, oh, nah, Kyogre and fucking Groudon.
No,
That's
no
T-Rock.
horny.
That's
No horny
T-Rock.
cards.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they could be. I don't know. The Pokemon fans are.
I guess you could, because there is a lady here.
Oh shit. They look good though.
Yeah, it's a pretty good quality cards, and especially how old it is, and it's near mint. It's solid pickup for $60 each. The second print of the jerseys got delayed, so it won't be ready in time. No one cares here because everybody got their jerseys here.
Well, yeah, that's. I was gonna say, except for
misspell.
Yeah, we got brewery R over there.
Like I care a bit, but whatever.
Somewhere in here, it's got a whole bunch of stuff.
But technically, it fits with Canada with our winters. Briar.
Yeah, there you go.
Or roll up the rim.
Or that right there. That could just be Carl trying to do a mating call.
He's got a Seadra in the back over there.
Or when Briar goes to the strip club.
That sounds like a fucking perfect way to start.
I mean, Charles is touch, bro. He won't know what it is anyways. He won't care.
But yeah, this is.
I'm gonna get going. You guys have fun.
The fuck, this guy. You hear this?
Stay in here.
Stay super.
I gotta be at work at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
So Carl's got to go at 4.
I also work at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
So do I.
Peer pressure.
No comments,
Peer pressure. Bullying.
I'm even thinking about starting at 6:30 tomorrow.
He's gonna start at 5:30. He's gonna start at 4:30 now. That's easy.
No comments. I'm just gonna leave. Have a good night.
He's still here.
I know this. He said he's gonna leave, but
there he is.
Now he leaves. Now look at
Call
that.
him out like peace.
He just get the fuck out of here. Don't even look about it. Okay. Well,
we're gonna start real fast. We're gonna lose VR too.
Yeah, we're gonna go nuts. We're gonna go hard. Team talk number 7. There isn't really much going on right now. Everyone's preparing for Nats. Everyone's finding their flights, finding their hotel rooms. But we did get a nice little errata from the set coming up, where some of them just fixing text. The Krillin, we finally know that it's on your turn, which makes sense. That's what most of us thought. There was another thing. We'll get to that. We'll get to that after the erratas. But there was another one where it was just like shuffle your deck at the end. It was something where it was missing. It was an Android 13 card. Wasn't important. But the one that actually does change the deck is the Magenta leader. Is no longer you can't include villainous cards. It's you can't include non-villainous battle cards. So you got extra cards up the ass now. So Senzu Bean, we know it's going to be thrown in there. It got errated. It's still a great defensive tool in any deck. We do have, there is some wonky plays with a good old, was it Draft Box 6? No, it was EB1 rare with playtime's over, where you can make your opponent discard 4 cards from a negate, potentially 5, whatever, however many villainous cards you have out. So that's disgusting, and I love it. I guess another topic we're gonna hit on is my friend Yazoo. Wherever she is, she's got to choose battle cards for you now. And then we have Spuds McKenzie the potato here. But yeah, let's get it started with Magenta here. Does anybody got anything on there that wants to anything cooking in your head now that we have access to extra cards, unisons, and all that fun loving stuff? No. I think it's just going to be actually decent deck now.
They have access to the SS4 negate.
That I think that's going to be the big SCR for the deck.
It's either that or the Vegito unit that nobody touched.
No, We're not playing. No one's playing that Vegito Unison, bro.
Come on,
It's
just let them.
playable. That's all I'm trying to say.
Let them do it.
No one's doing
I
it.
think it's a cool fringe deck, and if you can dodge Sin Shenron for 9 rounds, you could do well with it.
That seems like a lot of decks.
No, I mean
yeah.
for me, I'm never excited about sure they unbanned basically half the deck, but almost all of their cards are what 15Ks.
There's
25K,
25K,
25K.
I thought those were the big ones, like the higher mana ones.
Yeah, but they're all played for 1 energy depending on your mana, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So all around 20K, 15, 15, 25, 15, 4K.
yeah, because
Well,
it seems like
it does
20K.
matter though because it's based on how much energy
yes.
you're only playing. You play them for 1, but they're only. Who cares about turn 4, 5? Oh no, a 1 minute 25K dual attacker. Sure, that's 25K. That's not bad, but turn 4 or 5 when your opponent's hit you with a quad strike or a triple strike or triple
Yeah.
attack, quad it
It's true. That's
Triple attack, you can't negate it. I
Yeah.
will attack you in response with a dual attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the power creep just doesn't seem there. I mean, that's my problem with all this stuff, right? I hate to be that guy all the time, but I just really feel like this set's so underwhelming.
I think you meant to say potato.
I do think there's actually is a build there for it, but you have to really play into the strengths of Villainous is a mechanic that's gonna make your opponent go minus in hand. So if you're gonna make your opponent go minus in hand, now that you have access to unisons, you're gonna play the green cooler unisons in there. That's what you need to do. If you're gonna play hand control, go all the way.
I think
You
that
can't
is
you
it.
can't half-ass it. You have to just go all the way. You're already a rainbow deck, but you can actually go into these green units, and then you still because those green unisons are 1 energy. It's not oh you need to commit 2 energy or 3 red for a G 4 blue for boo. It's exactly 1 green is all you need to be able to make these builds functional. Because you could easily, and if you have 2 green, you're actually set. Because you can play Demigra early or your other stuff, and then on your opponent's turn when they swing, you can use the names to negate an attack and negate the skills of one of your opponent's cards. So that's stopping 2 swings with 1 negate. There you go. Now you've already depending on the turn you do this, you've already stopped the whole turn. And then on your next turn, you go right into the freeze and make them discard. You play your villainous cards, make them discard a bunch, and keep going like that. I think that's the only way to really make it work. Because I don't see any other cheap, efficient way with unisons.
Did they give them a villainous overrealm yet, or are we still waiting on that?
I don't think there ever will be one.
I don't think they'll have one.
Well, they don't have to have that. Just something that lets him play an overrealm. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the weakness to Shenron, right? They can't overrealm.
Yeah.
And then now this guy also can't overrealm. So these are the 2 things that upset me is that I don't know. I would like to see a good list about it though. If you guys got one, I'm definitely down to
I haven't sat down. I haven't sat down yet to brew anything, but I can sit down and figure something down.
So I've played it a bunch of times with my SS4 list and my Vegito list, and they just seem to crumple on turn 2, and then you just finish them off on 3. But with
Before the
new
errata or after the errata though?
after the errata, because they most of them are running petrification and some other cards to try to stop stuff. I think it's petrification. I played it today because people were like, "Oh, it's going to be amazing," and I was like, "All right, hey, let's give it a shot." But for
The
me,
only negate that matters these days is Protector of the People.
oh, that would actually be spicy.
It could run Nimbus too.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's true. Yeah, because it doesn't. It just needs you to pitch a yellow card. It doesn't look for
And
the leader.
Dirty Bird.
Wait, you're right.
It does have access to all these things that aren't leader locked. It's got every color, so that's
And Bean.
and then the whole thing, the SCR you'd probably be running is the Vermilion, right? That's basically your baby hatch. You wipe a board and give yourself whatever, 25K tops. But the playtime's over thing is a cute thing. It's going to be probably counterplayed half the time because no one wants to ditch 4 cards or 3 cards, whatever. But I think that is a nice little
Would
interaction
it
where you
work
lean.
though? Because it says it comes into play with the skills negated, right?
But read the villainous keyword. The villainous keyword only looks for a villainous card being played as a special trait. Villainous in the special trait. It doesn't negate the special trait. It only negates
I
its
thought
skills.
you don't have special traits if you're negated.
Like,
no, special traits is part of the card.
like the bottom, like your bottom little text at the bottom saying like
Oh,
villainous
is
and
that-
earthling.
Oh, is that what villainous checks? It doesn't check for the keyword?
I'll read villainous exactly to you because I have it open. Villainous. When you play another villainous and it's got the double whatever parentheses, the triangle parentheses, saying battle cards or activate villainous extra cards. Your opponent discards one card from their hand, negate this skill for the turn. So now you can proc villainous on your opponent's turn as well too, because the villainous is going to be gone in your turn. It'll reactivate on your opponent's turn. Now you have a chance to do that on your opponent's turn with that negate.
And then you can like drop 4 cards with 1 playtime's over if you know,
If
depending
you got
on
however many you have out. But even so, just being able to negate and even just drop 1 or 2, it's just something where you're doing that on your opponent's turn. And if you're leaning into hard hand control, which I think is the only way to really have kind of success with this deck, that would be like your play to optimize on both turns. Because it's also a hard negate too. So, like, there's that benefit.
I see.
Because it just needs a black leader, and then it plays a black 1-drop, so you just play the King Grume, Grumbus, whatever the hell you want to call him.
a few other combos that I saw was there's a Janemba card that plays it from the drop,
The another dimensional slice or whatever the promo.
and there's
That,
someone was using ectoplasm, but I don't see the.
But like, sorry, the dimensional thing though is like 2 energies too much, man. Like,
Yeah, but the thing is, it is 2 energy, but you're playing a 2-drop anyways, and depending on your hand, and if it's in the drop and you got nothing else to do, 2 energy you can drop however many cards that you have on the board. It's
yeah, but in this meta, there's no such thing as, dude. You have to do something, or you have to hold your energy for defense.
and that's the thing too, right? If we don't have a hand, we do have access to Gamma too, where it can pop your own villainous guys and go into his whole shenanigans. So there is like Z battle cards that we can use here.
You have to do something. It's so like just how like aggressive everything is. We can't realistically hope that like we can do stuff if we have nothing better. We have to do. There shouldn't be. We have nothing better to do. We have to. There always should be a better play than that. Because like 2 energy on a singular extra card that's gonna play me, or that's what it'll basically do, right?
Yeah, it plays black 1-drop.
It's just not worth it. It's
no,
too
no,
slow.
no. That's
Or you
That's
talking
The
about the
negate's
dimension?
fine. The negate.
Oh no, that was the
dimension-
negate. You cut out there, so I didn't know which one. The another dimensional slice. I don't know if it's an activate main or activate battle, but you tap to play an
It's
evil
activate battle.
incarnate. So yeah, they'd be doing it on your opponent's turn, I guess. After a sense, I mean, it's something possible, but I saw a lot in like side decks for just certain matchups because most people are running 4 Janimbas. The Janimbas limit 1, but you can play it for 1 by sending your villainous cards back. So you just send the piss babies back that can only trigger it once, and then just play them back down after because they're a new card.
So 2 mana, let's get a 10k power boost on your opponent's turn, and then play a 2-drop from your grave or warp.
I think it's from drop.
It's too slow. If you face blue, yeah, it's fine. If you face a blue deck or green deck, you're gonna get. It's not an issue there, but against like red, SS4 or Sin or Vegito, maybe Vegito. I don't even know. No, honestly, I don't even know. No, you're not getting with that against red.
Fair enough. I still think.
But against everything else, yeah, you can get away with it with everything else. But like against red, you're probably getting smoked.
I think that's the problem of everything though right now. Like it does feel like red is just so imposing, and yet like look at the decks that did well. Like how many red decks were winning regionals? You know, like it was always that blue player. So I feel like maybe we just have the wrong idea, where maybe we do need to like really do our best to focus on I don't know, some sort of a control version of Villainous that can handle red. Maybe that's what will
So
be
I can say
performing.
this. Like for me, like I've been playing a bit of Yellow Sin again. Like I played in that, but even after that, I've been playing it a bit here and there too. And I personally have not lost against Red Sin or SS4 Gogeta playing Yellow Sin so far. Like I'm waiting to lose. It's not like I want to lose, right? Like I'm sitting here waiting for that streak to end. But like I haven't lost yet.
What
Like the SS4
what
games have been easier.
what have you been playing? What was the leader? I didn't hear that part. Just Yellow Sin.
Yellow Sin, yeah,
And you've went second or you've gone first?
both. So far, it's about like 5 games each.
That's good then. I mean, hey, if we can get a thing figured out. For me, I couldn't imagine playing Sin in a Gogeta format, especially like
Gogeta is actually the easiest matchup I had.
really, because you can't interact with his Gogeta,
Y-
right?
Yeah, I can. I use Unison of Fury on. If I'm going first on my turn 4, play Unison of Fury. If I'm going second on my turn 3, going to his turn 4, I play Unison of Fury. But I don't reveal that card until I know we're approaching their turn 4.
Gotcha. Hey, if it works, I mean that's always it. Like whatever you can get to get there now. I mean,
So like the way I do it is like I'll try to because I do hybrid, right? So I early away, and then I'll play the 4-drop to make it to the leader camp. The leader, they're not drawing 3 cards for nothing. So then they lose out on the card draw, and then I establish the 9-drop 8. And because everybody for some reason isn't running Realm in their main board for some ungodly reason, I don't know. They don't have no outs because you play that 9-drop and it just sits there because I negate the skills of everything. Then I use haze and resting whatever to pop their stuff, and then they can't do anything. And then once I go into that turn turn 4 area, I play Unison of Fury and just keep going aggro on them, and they can't do anything. They're gonna V-raise.
I like it. I mean, that's awesome to hear.
But I do want to lose. I'm waiting here to lose against that. I don't want an undefeated streak there because that causes an ego. You don't need no.
What were the harder matches with Sin now?
Honestly,
Yellow
the hard
Sin. Yeah.
yellow green Gotenks. Green in general has always been rough for that, but like when I was playing the regional, the biggest issue I faced though, time rules actually, because it was a BO1, no pre-side, and I didn't run Mecha Unison, so I aggressively put my life down, and I realized, oh no, time rules. They look at my life. I only awaken at 3, but I aggressively put myself down to 3. Uh-oh. So like the 2 matches I lost due to time rules, that was a big factor in it because I only lost to like other than the Gotenks, I lost to a blue deck who just stalled me, and then time rules, and then a yellow deck who stalled me, time rules, right?
Yeah.
Where if
yeah.
I had even 2 more minutes, I beat both of them, but I just forgot. Oh yeah, right. Life is a thing. Where all the red matchups I faced were winnable and doable. Like Red Sin is tough. That one's always a tough matchup, but it's winnable.
You've had a clean record against the Red Sin, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's not. I'm not saying it's an easy matchup. Like I'll say, Gogeta is easy. Like I'm not saying it's child's play. Like you still have to play carefully, but like it's very easy compared to Red Sin. Red Sin is actually the hard matchup, but it is winnable. But you have to be. It also relies on the Red Sin play, on how good or bad they sequence too. Because if they'll use the Oceanus to give their triple strikers barrier and their double barrier. Then I can't haze them on defense if they're smart about it. If they're not, then I punish them.
But you
So-
still
I
could
like
do
it.
basically the same thing with Unison of Fury, right? Because they got all
Yeah, but
higher
Unison of
costed
Fury is
cards.
unreliable. Against that deck, it's unreliable because like it always stays like 2 markers, but then activate main on lead makes it go down to like 1 mark. So Unison of Fury at most buys you 1 turn if you're lucky to, but like that's never happening. It's gonna buy you 1 turn and then that's it. I'm not saying it's the end all be all deck though. I'm not saying it's secret spice, but like it feels good to play. Like genuinely, like any who like playing Yellow Sin, you might want to pick it up again. Honestly, it's not too bad, guys. It's not too bad. Pretty fun.
You got Josh thinking there. He's just like brain blast.
In all honesty, a deck that I do want to like consider is Green Cooler. Like I don't know, like I know, like oh, there's a lot of Unison hate out there. It's a green deck that free plays stuff, so it does something that like red kind of does. Free playing like aggressive cards. It has built-in hand control aspects. The Unisons replace themselves literally. Some of them even search for other pieces. So you always have a decent hand. So you're able to go into a lot of aggression without actually doing. And realistically, with the fact that like Resolve Renewed got hit and also V-Rays got hit the way it did, it's a lot easier for me to go for game. And also on top of everything else, people are going to be running potentially a lot of like counterplays to battle card floodgates because those are going to be a lot more prevalent, right? Like the Repose, the Oceanus, and all that stuff. I don't have to worry about that because my cards that swing are Unison. You can't. There's no real floodgates for that
Yes, there's
other than
one.
Topo and a few niche ones, but like nobody's gonna run them.
Slaying bullets. But
Look, if my opponent uses a slaying bullet against me, I'm just gonna give him the
I can't wait to shake your hand.
He's
Anytime.
got it loaded. He's got it loaded up right now.
anytime, buddy. But like think about it, because like it's a deck where like the freeze is gonna make them lose, right? You're gonna overwhelm the toe. That's gonna make them lose another one. The toe is gonna give your leader 5k. You're gonna swing with your leader. That's a 20k swing. If they don't want to take the damage, 2 cards. That's like 4 cards right there. You swing with Toga. If they don't out combo it, that's 5 cards. You swing with all the unisons, 15k, 15k, 15k. It does add up. If they don't want to take that damage, they're gonna start losing. It's just how like red controls hands, where it's just doing it through the pressure of the aggression itself, and then eventually your opponent just runs out, right? So it does that exact same red playstyle, but green, which means I also have access to dormant, which protects me very efficiently. Like if you dormant every turn, your opponent's gonna have a hard time killing you unless you're letting triple. GG, but that's on you.
No, and that deck too is like notorious for like turn 3, turn 4 ish is all like turn 4 is already pushing it that deck, but turn 3 where that's in the GT matchup. If you're stopping it before turn 4, you don't need to worry about that big piece of shit. So, and the same thing like you're saying with
10-minute games with it.
Yeah,
Like
that I've played a lot of that deck, and especially best of 3 I haven't tested too much, but best of 1, that deck is phenomenal for aggression. And same thing where it's got the light hand control with the Frieza and then the Toa, and then you got all that stuff where it's just like, oh sure, here's discard 1, discard 1, I'm drawing from this going to the drop. But then as soon as you hit them to 4 life, it starts to become, oh, you're hand controlling yourself because you got to combo out of these or it's game over. And especially when people are just like, I don't want to go under 4. What if he's got the golden freeze? It's just like, sure, no, please keep comboing because that's all I want. I want you to be down to 2 or 1 when I pass turn over to you, and you can't really do much. Obviously, now we got the Zenkai deck, and they be comboing and can build that resource.
card.
That's true. We got the Frieza Z card now for green.
You got the Jiren Z card.
Jiren Z card as well too. Even if you want to, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to run the Goku and Piccolo combo if you needed to.
Can, because you use Paragus super combo, so you just use 1 Paragus and you put yourself for turn 2. So you can literally on your turn 3, if you're going second, go right into Fated Rivals if you need to as well, and you're still playing Unisons. So not only are you doing all the free play shit with the Unisons, you still have access to Fated Rivals.
And
so you can have some wild kill turns.
That's another thing too, where especially if you got both of the Fated Rivals and Piccolo to start swinging, it's just like, okay, here's a 25 dual attack, and you're losing 2 cards if you can't do anything about this. So
the 30 double. And then the Oberon Toa.
It
That's
might be
another
something
card.
to revisit. Because
Yeah,
like as
it's-
soon as the
it's in my mind.
Zenkai set came out, everyone was just like, "Yeah, fuck these old things. Here's Sin and Gogeta, right? Like these are the aggro decks, which for good reason. They are super fucking strong. But you got me intrigued. I got to throw that back together.
In there too. If your opponent, for some stupid reasons, like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Black Smoke Dragon to get rid of,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna be like, okay, thank you for the free draw. Okay, you don't care.
I'm just gonna fucking play another one.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
I don't even pay anything. They're free.
Yeah. That's literally the only one that you would be like, oh no, that kind of sucks, is if they did it to Frieza. But guess what? Frieza's like the big one's a specified 3, so you can't
Yeah, it
do it.
doesn't matter.
Like it's just like okay, like sure.
So maybe I don't know. I think another deck that like people have not paying attention to too much is Gamma. Like the fact that like was there 1 or 2 Gammas in the top 4, like in the top 16 in that recent regional? Because like that's another thing worth mentioning is like people went into that regional. Like I know it was just a BO1. It doesn't really matter in the great, but this was with the old ban list, so without all those nerfs. And like I think there was a Gamma in the top 4 as well. Like that's crazy. Like Gamma's still around, still doing the same stuff it does, but it does the stuff even better now. And it has access to a lot more good cards now. Plus, there is that Beerus Z card, and like I feel like something that people are talking about too much is like the power of that card too. Like it is absolutely annoying as all. The ability to like what is it? It swings once, then swings like, and then the activate main like that removes 4 lives, right? So in a blue deck where you can just tap out aggressively, play the Z card that's gonna wipe 4 cards from your bottom decking them with no interaction, one of them being ignoring barrier, like that is really, really hard to deal with. Like imagine playing a red deck, you spend all this energy and spend all this and you can't resolve or renew them anymore, and they're just like our topo negate thing, and then you're like, okay, well pay the bit, so start putting some damage through, and then you're like, okay, well I got my board. He's only at 3 energy, so he can't sell me, so I'm fine. I don't have to worry about that. And then he's like, Beerus. And you're like, uh-oh. And boom, swing once, bottom deck that, pay 2. Bottom deck that, swing. And it's like, oh, there goes my board. Huh.
No, I'm excited for that Beerus. I think that Beerus is a nice touch, and blue seems to have,
Yeah.
like we were talking before, a nice curve of Z battle cards. If you can run an infinite amount, blue, you got all the numbers right there. You got the 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 5 drop. Like
Has
Yeah,
anyone faced him recently?
Beerus definitely solved a hole in the deck. You know, like that's the part I really like about it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I agree with you, man. I feel it's spot on, but has anyone faced
you cut out there.
Face who?
Has anyone faced Gamma recently?
No.
No, but
I've
I just
played
checked
a
though.
few-
The 2 last PPGs on the top 16, there were 2 Gammas, both of them.
I see.
The 2 I played, like it wasn't bad, but just I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just not very
Threatening?
yeah, that's the way to look at it.
Okay. I'll sit down and do some brewing later and see what I can come up with a few different things that are brewing in my mind. I'll also come up with something for villainous, what I can think of with my line of thought. But I am gonna look. I think I might sit at I'll get back to everyone on that one.
No.
Part about this format just it feels so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Because like we also know like the TPs are not allowed for Nats, but we know those TPs make certain better, but they're not allowed for Nats.
yeah, that part does upset me a fair amount. Like there's no need for that. Like I would like to play some different styles of decks. And yeah, you really can't. Like
It's very weird. I can say also like some of the stuff next set does actually feel very good to play. It just I feel like there's like most of these archetypes do have a build that could find that path to success. it's just like there's not enough time to perfect build, and like some of them like do hinge on like drawing that to really work, and like if you need to draw that one perfect card, that's not good enough. Like it just isn't. Like I looked at like Red 13. I love Red 13. I think it has an insane potential to do a lot of, but ultimately it still needs that one drop red A13 to be on the board to be able to do the Union Absorb. And if you don't see it, you don't do anything. It's until you get to do that line of play, it's a bad deck. It's a decent deck, but that's it. It's only a decent deck until it does its only good play. If it doesn't do its only good play, it's a bad, like it's just not worth playing, right? Same thing with like Yellow Slug. It can do great things. It can play out the 20k barrier and all this other stuff and has really play, but if it doesn't get that specific line of play going, it's just decent, right?
And even though with those two fucking red decks out right now, one I don't think will not see that much play because the two other red decks are overshadowing this one.
Yep. It really is like a lot of the decks in this upcoming set, like they're not bad overall. They're just they really do rely on like one or two like clutch things to be in your hand, and it's like that's fine like on the kitchen table or at a low like a champion. Like when you look at the stuff like the regionals though, like you want distance. Like if something has that much variance in like 9 rounds, 8 rounds, 7 rounds, 10 rounds, like you don't want worth it. If I tell you, hey, 25% of your like opening hands plus mulligans are just gonna be worthless because you're gonna miss out on that one thing because the only way for your deck to function is to see that one card that's only allowed to be a playset in your entire deck. Like that's just not worth it then at that point. That's just way too much variance.
No, that's completely true. When there's a lot of decks like that have outs in different ways, like Sin Shenron, it's not like you need to find that triple strike to win the game. You have so many other options to win, and there's the new red card stuff like too. You can slot some of that stuff in. There's
SS4, same thing. There's a
yeah.
million other ways to win. You don't even need the Gogeta to win.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there something to fetch 13 from your deck with the other colors?
The leader searches it naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the way the 13 specifically is good is you need two of them out. That's where it's good. Having one out is not good enough. You want two because if you have two out, in my opinion, the best trick, if your opponent has like 4 battle cards on board, you're gonna like hard rip their hand. Is you're gonna play the old Super Rare from set 3 off of 1. You're gonna KO something, they discard 1, and then you're gonna play the rare triple attacker from set Battle Evo, and then you're gonna KO the other 3 battle cards they have on, and then they're gonna minus another 3 cards in hand. So you've made them go -4 in hand, and then they also have to deal with the 30k triple attack swings, and then also the 30k double swing, right? So that's 5 potential damage, and you guarantee before any damage even you've made them go like -4. So like that's not bad. Like that is a legitimately good line of play because that will hinder anybody realistically. Well, almost everybody, right? But like that still needs 2 of those guys. So because the fact that like you're only allowed 4 copies of it and there's no other card in the deck that does what it does, if you don't see half of that playset, you don't do anything. Right? And it only works when your opponent's at 3 or more energy. So if that's a turn 4 play. If you don't see half of that playset by turn 4, you've kind of lost.
I think that is the way to play the deck, though. With those SRs, like the red one's cool. I think it's good and whatever, but those ones that just make it.
By the way,
but I'm saying it just seems very disgusting, especially being in red, where that one only works in red, but it just any 7 cost Super 13, and then you're just swinging like hell and hand controlling with the aggro color. It's just like ugh.
Yeah,
it's just a god play where you gotta have.
it is a fun deck, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's Like I don't know. I just I kind of do. I do agree. Like I do agree with Robert. Like on this, like it's weird. It's in a weird spot overall. I will say that blue Gohan deck's annoying as all hell to play though. Face the blue Gohan and the green Broly are both a pain. They're not fun to face.
Yeah,
Agree.
they feel like they almost could be tier 1, but they're like tier 1.3, right? Like they're almost as good as the other stuff if the other stuff wasn't so broken.
I'll be honest with you. When I faced I was facing Charles today. He was playing the green Broly, and I played the S. He had some really like he's been playing it a lot now, right? And he's better at it. But like I've also know how he plays it. But like he would do some really spicy stuff. Like he would try to testing the off or use after image or whatever to put myself down to 1, so that he would play the Cell Max and then use the extra card that Broly has to force kill his own Cell Max to burn me for the.
No.
So like that was some nice stuff because like he'll like hard aggro me, and if I cave under the pressure, he just guaranteed burns me on either player's turn. He literally pass the turn, laugh at me the whole time, and be like, "Okay, you're gonna swing thing, bud. Activate battle, kill my cell, burn your last life. GG, well played." I didn't let him do it, but he could if I wasn't careful, right? And like that's a really cool thing. The fact he can catch people off guard like that is very good. It's just you have to be able to push your opponent to that 1 life, and that specific deck, like it only plays like the 1 single striker battle card, and then it's like the triple striker, and then like maybe the other triple striker. It doesn't actually play a lot of like built-in threats, so it's really just relying on the leader pressure.
No, that's that. Watching you two go at it with Sin and Broly was just like I thought it was just like Broly didn't have a chance or anything, and then he's got like fucking 10.
Oh, that was
extra cards.
annoying, dude. I
10
set up a
extra
white board
cards.
and he just like killed it on my turn 2.
Yeah,
Well, that was a pain.
that one the energy difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true
fine.
too.
I mean, yeah, he got the dub on that sin match. That's fine. It was my error though. Like I just Z charged 1 more card that I didn't bother doing, or I would have won that one. So it's fine.
But it's still just how that deck could control, and it's just like, oh, he had such a low hand the whole time, but he also has this entire hand under his leader that he has access to. At worst, is just 5k like combo power. Like each one can just be used as 5k combo power from the Z leader. But I don't know. It was wild to see because I know that deck is definitely one that's been like on my eyes just because it's a weird green deck, and this one seems like a good weird green deck.
I think there's one big problem though. Like I noticed, like the hand size, like you said, and that is a problem because, like, yeah, it's technically a hand control deck, but like it will lose very hard to hand control because yeah, the extra cards are it can can move the extra cards under the leader and all that fun stuff. Cool, right? That's fine. But if you're at like average 4 or 3 cards in your hand the whole game, and your opponent's like, all right, Ribrianne, there goes all your battle cards. There goes all your actual like end game, right? You can't end the game now, right? Unless you have your Z cards, but the only Z that green have is Frieza and Jiren, and they're good, but are they enough to end the? Probably not, right? So like that's actually more of the risk that I see with it, where like I feel like some people catch on to that and just like if for some we get into a world where it, like the tier 1, tier 0 deck somehow, the answer to it realistically is just run some hand control, run a little bit of like something to mess with the hand, bottom deck their hand, whatever that, like even blue to an extent.
No,
I like it.
that's definitely something on the horizon. Being Broly compared to Gogeta's the other green deck, which I still feel is just like I don't know. I don't know. The Broly definitely seems much more interesting. And no, go on.
Broly's hard to interact with.
Mhm.
That's the thing, because it's like you have to remember it's the extra cards. Like if your opponent has 3 or more battle cards, right? So you have to like be mindful and build tall. But like everybody wants to go wide because why wouldn't you want to go wide? You want to keep attacking. Got your
No, that's definitely a thing which I didn't know about the whole cell, but that is a good thing against that deck. With that fucking extra card with that SPR, I think that Broly, that what the hell is it called again? The extra card that got the SPR treatment that looks
I call it the
beautiful.
taxation.
The
I call it
taxation one,
taxes.
yeah, the one where you got to pay 1 extra on every one of your activate main
You
skills.
don't discard 2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm sorry, but if your opponent, like real talk, if you're in a regional, your
True
opponent
power and
plays
weight.
that card against you, and he looks at you, and he's like, yeah, discard 2 or any whatever the heck from your hand or battle area costs 1 more. Like, okay, like who in their right mind won't discard 2? Is what
well,
I'm trying to
that's
figure
the
out.
thing too. Is if they actually did the hand control like against a deck that doesn't draw a lot, but guess what? The 2 best decks right now draw like crazy, so they're not gonna be stuck in that situation. But say
They're against
mirror
me, and I'm
match,
like, okay.
mirror match, that card's nuts. So it's like you don't even have 2 cards to discard. Okay, there we go. Now have fun not doing anything your next turn. But it's still a 1-drop Ribrian essentially, in
It
most
is a 1-drop
cases.
rib.
So
Like that part is good. Like that part I will agree with. Like that is the best part of it, is the rest of it, like that's never happened. Like let's be is gonna be like, I'll just pay the tax. Like what?
No, it's definitely something to look for. Like I said, it's a weird deck. That's why it's got me intrigued. Just like Magenta, but I think Magenta is definitely worse than that deck.
Do you think Magenta will shine in the Zenkai Cup formats now? Like that's what I was wondering about, was because these erratas are immediate, right?
Yeah, but are those negate extra cards valid for? Because
I don't think so.
that's
Right?
the other. See, that's the only
I
question.
mean, hand control does very well in best of 1, so
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is like it seems like this could be a I don't know when our next Zenkai event is where we can run it. We got a little bit of time.
after that there'll be more Zenkai Cups open, so that'll be
win.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
then,
that
yeah,
is the
that
case.
seems like. Oh, it just seems interesting.
The only thing of concern is like, yeah, you can use extra cards, but if there's no actual like black negate extra cards that would be the issue. Or like is D Magic legal for that? Like I don't even know.
Well, D Magic wouldn't even work on that deck. You need a blue leader.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean though, like
Yeah.
in general, like those types, are those like those set 5 negates even legal?
I don't.
For
Yeah,
Zenkai?
you can play a ton. I mean, that's honestly one of my
Oh, okay.
favorite parts about the Zenkai Cups, is that the only real restriction is the leaders, and because they know like it'd be too good to do it the other way, right? Like it'd be dumb if you could play Bulma. Like Bulma and Zenkai would crush.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, could you imagine playing all these like fun little drops, and then especially with the new stuff coming out? Like, I legit think Bulma would be almost unkillable if it wasn't for the fact that Gogeta could just board wipe on turn 4.
You know what boys would do to Bulma players though? If I was ever playing anything that blue, if I ever saw somebody play Bulma, I just put in 2 copies of Re and just like, oh, you want to play Bulma? Okay, 10 cards on. How many cards left in deck? Oh, only 20. Okay, 100% overdrive. GG, well played.
Yeah, I mean that's the hard part, right? Like I'm playing in a game right now while we've been doing this, and my opponent, like, it's the draw and the play, and that's where I'm just like really torn about this whole format, and that's why I like these Zenkai Cups, because I just feel like right now, if we don't lower the power level of some cards, if you're on the draw, this game is so rough now, you know? Like I feel like that's why I'm not excited about Villainous, is just that, right? Like Oh, I went second. All right, I lose. I had a good time. I really like Vegito, and Vegito is still technically my top tier deck I want to play for Nats because it has so many tools. But if you don't hit Patora on one or go first, it feels like it's the worst deck in the format, doesn't it? Now that you can't bean. And I don't know. I just really wonder how these things are gonna change.
Honestly, I came with that same epiphany back in Gen Con when I got my, because I was playing U7 and my U7 build was like the 3-cost units, where yours was like the your style of build that wild, but I love it. It's fucking good. But my build, it's only good going from, and that region I went in and I went second, went second, went second, went second. Like, wow, this is the worst deck ever. How have I not
Yeah.
realized this till now?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I didn't test very much of what had changed in the format. And that was the same for me where I didn't know how much Gamma had taken over. And because Gamma was everywhere, it was very hard because going second with my Scion build is just terrible into Gamma because you're just like, oh, cool. You have a unison. I lose. Well, let's have fun.
My
You're
first was
not
Trunks
getting
Jita, because my build's not good against Trunks Jita going, and I faced Trunks Jita going second nonstop. And it's like, oh my god, this deck is actually trash. Oh my,
it.
touch this no more.
And see, that's also it. That's why I really want to see how the villainous deck does shape up with Bean, and if there is a blue build that works, because that's the biggest weakness right now is that if you tap out, I just feel like you die now. So it'd be cool to see a deck that can what it gets to run power burst? Is it negate?
Yep, Power Burst is good.
Yeah. Is there a way to mill in that leader? Can you mill? I'm guessing all the cards required to be a Saiyan.
Is there a way to mill?
Maybe, but you still, but even if you could mill, you wouldn't be able to play the Kai combo card because it's not a.
Not a villainous.
That makes sense.
I mean, some people are talking about using Zeno unit, have an extra energy to work with, so you can out.
Are we still talking about Magenta?
Yeah.
Zeno Unison doesn't work. Needs a mono blue leader.
Oh, then never mind. What the fuck were people talking about?
Yeah, I was playing that today with the Gogeta build. Remember what we came up with on one of these team talks that was so stupid, and I did it though. Where is it? I did the combo.
Build.
I did the combo.
No,
it was against
you did the
Carl.
combo?
Yeah, I ramped 3 energy off one Rudigar.
Wait, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was. I think it was turn 3 was this, or no, turn 4 was this. Did that turn 4, ramped 3, and then I had Zeno Unison on. So my turn 5, I had 8 energy and just went into the secret rare, like the Goku Oob.
Yeah, on that.
Goku.
Goku
No,
Oob,
go
are you
ahead.
kidding me? I gotta go classic.
Yo, man, I wish there was easier ways to play Goku. That S tier actually is broken.
It's just.
It's good. It's good.
It's just fucking 8 energy.
It's 8 energy, but it's
Yeah.
hey, bottom deck 2 life guaranteed. What?
Yeah, well, guaranteed, and then you face Sin Shenron, you just get hazed. I actually, if you're paying it for 8, you can't get hazed. So. But
That's true.
unless you did what I did. What I did was stupid against Sin, was because you got Zeno Unison right in that deck. The best thing for that deck is you use the Zeno energy. Once you already used it, you just sack it with the leader.
You didn't
and draw
sack
2.
it.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I didn't sack it, I'd be fine with haze. But I did in that matchup to draw 2, because why not? You need your combo pieces. But
That's rough, bud.
No, it worked. I meant specifically against
Yeah.
the Sin matchup. You couldn't do that. You wouldn't be able to draw 2. But
Yeah,
this ain't no
that's true.
competitive deck here. This This is, you see a single sliver of aggro and you're at 1 life because the first deck was against Deborah, which Deborah, that anniversary card actually works pretty nice in it. Not saying Deborah is going to be anything crazy, but it actually got a nice little boost from that. I believe it's a Toa Z battle card, which it makes it a little more
Yeah.
consistent. And he just kept going to the swap chain. I think it was his turn 3, and it was just like pushing out like 8 damage. I'm like, Jesus Christ, leave me alone.
I do like the anti-box. I think the anti-box was very good. It does support a lot of. They did a good job on that one.
I
can tell you, the green boo. Oh my god, my buddy. I literally I pulled like 2 copies and he's like, "Yo, dude, he's so hyped, bro. He was doing the most crazy stuff I ever saw." I'm like, "What is this?" He drew like 6 cards, 7 cards on his. What the hell?
The new Green Boo, Ayub is working on this. Ayub is working on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And no, it was funny. He was facing my buddy. Was playing, and the quad strike. You know, the Whist that take another turn. The quad ended up in the grave. So he had the Boo Z leader, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give my Boo Z leader quad."
Yeah, that's a little fucking wild. Give him quad strike.
Quad strike, dude. It's like, oh my god, this guy has quad strike Boo leader.
Don't do this.
Yeah, it's not good for your health, but
and your friendship.
Yeah. I was gonna say, thinking of anniversary box cards, you guys said you faced against Gohan. How many people are spamming out that Goku Black? Because I feel like that Goku Black's great in that deck.
It's cancer.
Yeah, that just literally tap 120 double strike and you bottom deck a card or some shit. That card seems fucking amazing for just blue aggro. Blue in general, but
Yeah, that card's disgusting. That Goku Black card is really good.
no,
That's the type of stuff that blue needs. Like it needs to bring.
I think the closer you get, the worse it gets. I think it just Discord just like
Wait,
nah.
is it better I just do like this? Okay.
I think we hear more words. That's
okay. I gotta buy something later. No, I was saying the Goku Black is good, and it brings blue closer to red's level, and we that bring everything up to red's level. Like every color needs stuff that's like 1 energy that is like a 20 double strike, 1 energy that does something like draw, like what 20 double strike removes something, draw. That's pretty good. Like that is a good value card, right? We need more of that, but in every color.
No, yeah, because
Not
think
just
about
red.
that Goku Black is probably like before that, the set before that, I guess, anniversary box. I don't know if you really call it a full set, but expansion. Before that being the Dead Heat Goku Python was like the smaller kind of like boss monster for blue, but you still gotta pay 2 energy and discard 2 extra cards for it. It has a great effect, and then you could get rid of a board, but it's still like just having that Goku Black compared to that is just like holy shit. Like just the amount of pressure you can put on with that.
But like that's the thing, right? So like that Goku Black to me, if you're playing only 1 energy to play it, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 energy. If it's 1 energy,
one
it's
if
one.
you have
Okay,
3
yeah.
or more energy, 1. That's why it's like I was thinking, I'm like, that's literally Gohan Beast. That is fucking perfect for a blue aggro deck. You're maxing out at 3 energy anyway.
Perfect.
Why not?
So you know what it is in terms of power level? It's pretty much equivalent to the double striker, in almost equivalent to the double, because both of them for 1 energy come into play. They both he draws you 1, right? I'm pretty sure the Goku Black draws you 1.
He draws or he bottom decks something. I don't remember.
I know he
but
bottom.
He does,
I think he draws and bottom decks.
If he does that, then he's great. Because yeah, you're saying the Sin too for the same thing being a
Right,
20K
where the Sin
double strike.
draws,
That draws
and then
and
they're
play.
both double strikers. It does draw, yeah,
Draws and bottom decks 1 card.
more or less.
Yeah, it's really
right,
fucking
so-
good.
It's almost as strong. Where like the Sin obviously minus 20k.
But
This just on play removes something, draws you a card, 20 double. However, the Sin has a longer term effect because every turn gets you value because it's
the problem is too, Sin in a vacuum is worse than the Goku Black, right? If they're the only 2 cards on field, the Sin's just a 20k double strike. No matter what, if your only card is that Goku Black, you're still drawing 1 and bottom decking something. Sin needs something else to KO to get his full effect. which obviously
And
most
we'll
of the
still
time you're gonna
draw
get
and we'll still draw when it's played, but it's
it.
just
Yeah, I meant for the
you're right.
second, like the secondary.
The auto,
card,
yeah.
Minus 20k.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the type of cards that need to be made for every color, right? Green needs something like this ASAP. They got something close. Faded Rivals Goku is very close, but it's a 2 cost, right? Mind you, ignoring barriers, so that part kind of gives it a little bit of like leeway. But they need something that's a 1 cost that does something like that. If the power curve of the game is gonna this and it's gonna keep being like this, you need to give every other color like the ability to match.
Like black.
Yeah, especially black.
Well, Black, you
But-
had thwarting. You look what you guys fucking did with that. Okay.
I'm not saying thwarting levels.
You guys did. You guys already fucked that up.
Thwarting is fine. Just give us back Marvelous Mike.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
I thought fuck the blocker. The blocker pissed me off the most
Prefer
out of
thwarting
anything.
at 4 than Marvelous Might. Back.
Really? You'd rather have 4 thwart?
Oh man, get thwarting out of here. I don't care. Let me play that Gogeta skillless with Scion build. Was pretty cool.
That was a cool build.
At least the deck will be still living. Stupid shit.
You know what's one that like I feel like may make a comeback though is that from set 11.
Which one?
The
The
This
set
is
11,
for-
the double striker. Yeah,
This
yeah,
is for
'cause-
PS4 Goku.
yeah, it's the one recently got support with the fucking to
Bro,
finally
they've
play
been-
that SR, right? The
Bro,
Conqueror Viva
that
or whatever.
SR is broken.
It's
by
a
the
really
way.
good SR, but now that you can play it cheaper, it's just like I played it once in Supreme, kind of actually got it out. It was just like, geez, this costs so much, but it is a really good like card. Now that it's cheaper, I wonder how that Xeno Goku deck's gonna go.
No, but they've been printing support for this slowly throughout the years. Like, you have a leader that naturally is a double striker. It's an untap to awaken, and like it actually can be even a higher power with its permanent. Was it every 7 cards?
8.
It
I
gets
think
plus 8 cards.
I think it's every
It
8.
gets
You
plus
get
5
5.
during your turn, right?
I think only during your turn, but yeah,
Sure,
it's,
but whatever. You can
You're overwhelming
be
like
potentially
crazy.
like a. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're overwhelming like crazy. You'd easily be like a 20 base double strike leader. Like, that's already good. Like, that's never gonna be something to scoff at, right?
Mhm.
And then you have all these like Z cards made for that promo that's printed to bring out this other boss monster. There's like all these. He is a stain only leader, which means he can run that
D'Amigo.
that blocker fusion, the one that can warp a battle card for less, ignoring.
Mhm.
I forgot was it Marvelous Might or what the heck? I forgot its name.
No,
Yeah,
the-
fearless fusion.
whatever.
Was
The
Peerless.
Peerless.
one?
You know what? That also is a good card that we need to talk about. The Peerless Fusion. You know,
Getting a reprint.
yeah,
The
Yuzu. We got to choose good old
Yuzu.
quality control with Bandai at their their premium product. That was.
Oh,
funny to see.
there's the they misspelled that, eh?
That is the card we're talking about. That they misspelled that. Literally the first word. Like that kind of is a little like. Do you not copy and paste? Do you just retype it out? I don't know. The Yuzu was kind of hilarious, and then people losing their mind about the the Ultra Mastery being Super Saiyan Blue. That was fun watching too. And then Evan U7 going in, just trying to like spin his thing with the manga and everyone. And I forget what else happened. I think the Gogeta was posted next. Like, was this part of the manga too, Evan? Like, it was just like, oh god.
Grandma Nazi.
No, that's it. Yeah, it was just like kind of raining hell with that that collection, which sure, I think the Super Saiyan Blue looks really cool, and they probably had that art for a little bit to match the Vegeta. I do get everyone's frustrated that it was an Ultra Instinct card, and Ultra Instinct looks better than Super Saiyan Blue. I'm just here to say it. I think everyone already knew that, but yeah, I don't know. The Yuzu is like, come on, like how? Like, do you just look at the card and just type it out? But like,
Oh, it's even worse than that. There's a 5-cost 10k combo.
which one's that? Is that the same card? Is that the?
And no, it's a 5-cost 5k combo. That's the same one.
Same card.
We're not gonna let that one pass for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, just tap. I'm gonna tap 5. Here you go. This is my my new secret rare.
You really want to kill that Gogeta deck, right?
Yeah, they're trying. This is their hints. They're just like, fuck, stop even thinking about this deck.
Can't wait next season to see the new black deck. I was gonna. There's no one.
Yeah.
There's none.
Did you not see the spoiler, the one Cumber card?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but that's not a deck right now.
You already know it's gonna be Cumber.
I know it's gonna be Cumber, but like they
It's like
they really needed us to skip one full set of black cards.
Kind
You
of,
got-
kind of
got-
two.
Magenta got fixed.
No, it's been like at least 4 set that like black sucks balls.
That's
deep.
okay. They had the whole Zenkai format. That's what they get. They deserve to rest in hell. Maybe this will happen to Red for the next format.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was bad until set 10, anyways. Once what was it, Super Shenron got hit, it was kind of bad, anyways, until set 10.
Well, Super Shenron and original Shenron, like Shenron Vegeta, like that was running rampant too with the
That
whole
was just-
fucking I
Yeah,
played
but
this
once those
Gogeta,
bans
I
came
win
by-
game. Oh yeah, that was
was
definitely a very unplayable format.
That was straight retarded.
That's just how it is sometimes. That's what a
Yeah.
lot of people were just like Gogeta and all this. I'm like, yeah, like Storm where it got like 4 cards banned. That Shenron Vegeta, like these actual like and Super Shenron just uninteractable battles, like where you just like you face this deck and if you're not playing it, you probably lose. There's a 90% chance you lose.
Solitaire format.
Yeah. Which I'm glad there's at least more interaction. I know it feels like there's no interaction with the Gogeta SR, but for the most part, anytime I've played against GT, I almost never see the Gogeta SR unless it's like turn 5 or 6. Like that, they're just swinging at me with beaters, and it's just like, oh god, please, please. But
I dropped the soap. I'm done.
yeah, you know what?
That's first.
That's exactly that's how it feels. But I think that's a fucking good place to end right there. I think thank you for watching. We'll be back hopefully next Friday with another good old Team Talk number 8.
We don't know on what the hell we're gonna rant about.
Yeah, it's getting harder. There's
Not gonna
less
be
less
there.
shit going on. Nats. Everyone's preparing for Nats. That's why.
It's the busy time.
It's
Crunch
the
time.
It's the crunch time. Not a lot of stuff's happening besides just horrible quality control on premium products, and also getting delayed the good old anniversary box, the premium version. Premium Bandai. I don't know what to tell you. It's off the yin yang sometimes. It could be on the yin yang sometimes. It's either or. But Carl, say something nice for the folks at home.
I like you.
Like the fans or me? Are you hitting on me?
I'm always hitting on you. If you guys are watching Lucas streams every Tuesday,
Oh, I thought we were going about the OnlyFans stream.
oh, that's only for me.
That's good. That's what I got my feet picked well and ready here.
Sidetracks though, I've been ranting about that fucking new set, stupid shit all around, but I'm still excited and I'm gonna play it even though it's not that much good. The Kitku. I want to play that Kitku yet again, and that fucker. But still, we're gonna end this here. Stay super, guys, and don't drop the soap. Lucas knows.
You're right. I do.
So peace out.